tries to steal life. It is an anti-life program. It's moving from current-based life to silicon-based life to a digital twin of the world that they can control, that is disconnected from spirit.
I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with his peace. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, then left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no pops. These Moloch worshiping pedophiles wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher, no am I some pastor or preacher. Was released from prison with this passion to speak of. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs, realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? Where we should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to power us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Come on. You almost there, bro. Almost there. Survive. Push up.
I do it nice for Chi-Town. Who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just slide out. Blue sky but high ground. A crown slash helmet. So my aircraft still spit. Can't be tied down or even seatbelted. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes the Jesus melt. The realness of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked that caused my hand, I dealt it. Felt the vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. The bust off on some ices and veil shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real monkey velvet. Body you not for Mars, she's a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a fly though, haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the still hand, but we're healer man. It's not Cypress Hill, I'm Tuttle Sheep. I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow our set standards. To catch me, you gon' have to do more to scamper. Need more to scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or bra. You stagnated, well I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm dating space AC, y'all. Bust stuck in the case, face off. After the shape, the state is a fake, a fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing the step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piloting up. Flying a jet, spray the adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetric apparel, I'm a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas carol lives what your fans get. Your world's in perils what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
Wants to get his own crew. Everybody wants to get his own crew rich. And then they want the other little people never get a piece of the pie. I don't want to go for the cracker. I go for you niggas that think that y'all big too. I understand this. That's why you niggas and crackers can't stand me. You niggas that know that I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people, old people too. Mostly black people, I'm talking to you.
Y'all really thought that I was done with y'all. Nah. Hold it down on y'all. Fellas up. We not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac. Whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side ops. Looking past the shy spot. Third eye gang hype pops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. For foes my heart's cold as an icebox. I'm saying die ops. From the skybox, you got a stroke on your pilgrims. No stroke with some rules. Some of our folks are still dumb. Deaf and blind to the fact that blood we gon' have to spill some. Warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page. Script is played out. They keep us engaged, placate or rage. This is played out. Most of a dying society should have been disobeyed out. Forehead and knees off the floor should have been prayed out. The draft is on, COVID's no issue. Could've loaded in tissue. Now it's control who blows the whistle to who holds the pistols. The debacle's about who owes who the fiscal. Disregard the aboriginal issue. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or whack. It's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac. Whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. A fool is known by his speech. Yet if I don't speak, I suffer defeat. I'm other than weak. A sucker or me. Stand on 2 feet. Or turn the other cheek. The wise man known by his silence. Mostly disguised compliance. Silence by guidance. From conspiring connivance. Other aspirants of violence. Terrorists of fire. Trying and trying to hide. I'm trying to fight. In environments of migrants, I'm hearing the sirens. Ring in my ear, they've got indictments. These pedophiles, squares, groupies, and hyping. Alignments, the assignment. I'm not the wisest, I'm non-client. My refinement and confinement, the requirements for this climate. Y'all push all the paperwork, or y'all can protest, but they can't escape this work. I vow to progress, don't duck, no wreck. True music for real. My soul don't possess. Real foolish with no deal. Ain't playing with none of them. It's personal, know what the business is. Big Mom says come full circle, so vacate your premises. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or whack. There's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau or Big Mac. Whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac. Whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. Akichiwa. Change your symbols for the conscious minds, y'all. And with that on the temple, draw.
Beat mechanic.
I had a vision the past night, yeah, a circulus round. Created successful reality from a virtue now. How? Stand on my square cause they usurp your power. Them same little sneaky breezies that'll hurt you. They smile all up in your face, all up in your space. And I ain't talking all bras, but dog dogs with whole trace. So I walk tall kittens while y'all cross slow race. I stay focused on walking through them tall gold gates. Draw a magic circle around me to keep me from harm. The law fat checks purposely will keep me up calm. Water, fire, air, earth, turn me from that beast to a bomb. Blow the joint and split the range, the plane, the centimeters. I've encompassed my inner demons. 490-degree angles, guarded by angel of shiny elite angels. Thank you, and I, of course, am the chief triangle. If I die before I wake, well, at least I'll fly in plain view. I am my circle, how I govern four corners. Wise as a serpent for certain amongst foreigners. Out of state, out of place, in the space they storing us. Learning firsthand of what fate was forewarned of us. I recall when bro and I spit flows, dope man, fly in the shell at Southampton, kept smoke, stay high. Years later, he's the same degree, just gained density. Gave my synopsis, he's hostile. I prayed I could say I behave by locals. I've raised my moral ground, way how my character stay fly, the conduct squared up, self-esteem, the day sky, new God on what the world's been waiting for, the days now. May I say, and I don't abide by the same ethics. They feign respect, yet obtain the credit for keeping the obelisk erect, but with strange methods. But the epic of my name will reign and remain epic. Circumscribe my passions, my squares, my lift. Ask, is it worth the ride? Yeah, it's rare, I spit, but the beach churchified, so I bear my shit. It hurt, I cried, this kid there to try to eclipse my soul, bounce back from it. Announce it, I'm done with being the sacrificial lamb. The jungle, I run it, thus the lion conquereth over this numbness. Made a conscious shift, even in dark with the sun lit. On you false lights, don't have to be gold to glitter. Actors look the part, but just for show, go figure. You get pounded, you baboon or gorilla. I'm built like a silverback with hella track, no illa max than me. Master built her back, originally pretty. Take the mask off, 360.
Hey, baby, what's up? Nah, mi amor. Mi amor. Hey, yo, what's up, y'all? Dad, what's happening? What's happening? Lance, what's going on, beloved? What's happening? Yes. I hope y'all enjoy this one.
Sure Yanni seen her response. She dons me king. So Rudy gave me the script. My ops the prescription. This is my vision's description. Listen, I'm standing on mine, my circle is me. I absorb your hate to make it work for me. Transform into fuel as I evolve. Advance is abnormal, dormant form and leave y'all. Right where y'all started at. Let me impart it.
What's up?
She'll be sitting in my ship as we chart the map. Thinking in destiny, the turtle and the hare. Acknowledge me as the circle and the square. Yeah.
You don't want to drink too much carbonated stuff like this. Rob your body of oxygen. Rush your heart. Now, you know, the liars will say otherwise, so that way you get poisoned and everything. You know, they said they didn't force anybody to get the shots. I got some videos to upload.
Whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, waves the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes, marks once we make knowledge one is when
with sour stop.
The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, waves the heart as I sun ray my art, her make.
I'm about to fry some chicken up. We gotta get up here and get some work in. It's gonna be like 82 degrees today. Good day for it.
He rose up, took a shower, purified my arc field, took copper for a wall to ensure my chlorophyll is pumping. Done some curls for sure, off more to build. Solid foundation, my crown sharp, record and heal. Pound the pavement, sacred ground, freedom I stand for.
Frozen.
Political prisoners of war, man or woman and child, resilient, all foreign and alien entities. I decree this morning, send them back to whence they came. It's the peace laugh or war cry, wherever the relevant name of each path, simple, highest form, spiritualities, how you teach math. A humble beast is still a beast. Now feel the beast wrath, rain fire upon them, and the internet forms, sigils, emojis, and the avatars that was them. Destroy this de facto government and its quorums. Establish Big Mom's house so she may restore him. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, waves the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. are. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge born is when time and space rock the great matriarch. Whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Waste the heart as I sun ray my art, her made the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge born is when rhyme and bass drop. The next host, note to self, quit playing, hit the gas. This shaft is called my turn, take the risk and smash. Most of them got vaccinated with chips in their ass, plus rappers sacrificing each other for grips to the cash. Sashing, watch videos without the subliminals, predictive programming weirdos from minstrel shows. The land's contaminated, fruits and vegetables, black minerals, the water and skies are fried. New with chemicals, technology got me here in front of my desktop, perusing these beats and whatnot for my best option, contemplating which bar will next pop to unlock the minds that are stuck within a Xbox off the chart. I continue to climb, watching the rest flop like carp fishing, 100% fresh shark water. I'm on the front line, X marks the spot. I shine because of her, but she's the best part. A great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Waves the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge one is when time and space rock the great matriarch. Whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Waves the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge one is when the rhyme and bass drops.
And my music, and a lot of this music, it's only talking about the suppressed rising. I mean, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So the only people that's scared are the oppressors. The only people who could have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that.
3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, make no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, make no surrender. It's time for a change, gotta bounce up. The oppressor's about to get tossed up. I'ma lay him out, execution style's too late for the apologetic claim. You rapped at a coca flame, by God, it's over, doing your time, it's to the end. Locked y'all silent without sin. He put me on the better for justice to win. The oppressor's about to get rolled down. With suppressors attached in the war zone. Revolution can start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger popping like Farrakhan. Backed by the honorable, who sits at the pinnacle. Who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the plentiful sinful. My thinking is critical. I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protective service. Quick to pull the Glock, blast and kill. This don't take any type of skill. No, I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand. Over kneels too late when the caps get bills. Don't believe in TC type. Ruin hits close to home. You gotta act the bone, but it got the dome when it's on the zone. All red on my vision through sight. It's killer be killed whenever I fight. From above, I be given the right. So you better be ready to ride tonight. All the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' rid them all, so gon' pass the kite. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, make no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, make no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, make no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, make no surrender.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I don't mean in the ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere, big business. You want to be successful, you want to be like Trump, gimme, push, step, crush. That's how it all is, and it's like, nobody ever stopped.
Okay. another fire? Oh, yeah. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Let me pull these stuff I was typing. Pull it back up. So I have a couple of topics we're going to look at. Okay. And I wanted to see, I didn't use no other platform. I didn't use Chat GPT. I didn't pay for it yet. I didn't use any of the AI stuff, the free stuff. I didn't use none of it. Yeah, I'll pull that back up. Why would it do that? Okay. All right. Jesus Christmas. I can't see. Okay, it's the shade, y'all. It's the shade for me. Wow. Okay. Yeah, there we go. I don't know why I can't make it darker, but it is what it is. Anyway, I have a couple of topics. You know, a lot of people refuse. Pull this one up too. What y'all singing to, huh? Who are you singing to? You're singing because you can, right? Anyway, you know, you see the thumbnail, and I wanted to read an overview of what it states as far as, you know, God dog, man. I'm going to slide back in a little bit because I'm not going to brighten my screen, okay? But anyway, your reality is a reflection of your mindset. Remember what I was stating about reading in your power, you know what I'm saying? Taking back your authority, right? Your authority. You know, I am healthy and healed and complete, and saying that or making that statement is not just a flyby. It's not. I am healthy, healed, and complete. It should be your reality. You don't have to subjugate yourself to it. You can step into it. We're going to cover some things here, okay? For those who are willing to sit by and you have the time to actually gain some more information. Now, some of you may have crossed it because what has been happening in the last 3 years has been a revolution of further finding out much more information. So some of you may have come across some of this stuff from the state. It's not that it's not an open source of information. It's not like I look for it crap either. I'm actually part of that source of information because, like I told you, the guys who served me in the military, they look at the video and go, yo, you've been saying all that time. And that's to reaffirm something that y'all can access, because a lot of people still do actually think that I found it first. It's not about that, because I get claimed that all the time, and I'm not here to do that. If we want to walk with eagles, I can actually move in that light. I need you guys to access the responsibility activation of your protocol. Yes. All right. I need y'all to access it and not just be half meaningful. I need y'all to step into it. It's not an illusion. Okay. The illusion, how are you enjoying it? I mean, it's like old Vietnam songs, you know, a lot of y'all hear the Doors, right? And he's telling you exactly what's happening. And he may be one of those who's part of that circle who is singing a song of crying. Y'all do not get how dramatic and y'all don't get how dramatic and emotional and feeling these things are. Okay? Y'all really don't. We're never supposed to be messed with or tapped into. All right? So Jim Morrison, right, died. That's just like the guy who supposedly bombed the FBI building, right? He's an FBI agent. He's well alive. Old and funky looking, some plastic surgery, to which they do quite often. Okay? Just like a whole lot of the actors and actresses you've seen. Y'all have been part of not even surrealism. You have been duped into a magic at the scale over you that you can't even facilitate, because a lot of you move in a meaningless diorama. And we're talking about something worse than me folded up like origami. Somebody thought I was joking when I said, if I was my physical, when I let it go, you're going to put me in a 6. First of all, there's no coming back this time. Doesn't matter how much they know, they think they know. There's reasons. You know, usually my ass out in the dirt. That shit. Put some gasoline and barbecue me. They can't have not one organ. nothing. These absurdities. And I'm not playing. Go get you a whole bunch of rose petals, some lemon and lime, and some aluminum baking soda. You know, salty, not aluminum free, salty baking soda, and just cover my freaking body with a whole lot of brush. It's just a vessel, regardless of the connection that I have with it. Okay? It's not a game. Okay? If you want to be in 6 feet hole with a talisman put over you talking about, yes, thank you, Jesus, not knowing the true chrism and the God, when you look into the mirror, I saw God. I know a lot of you have an inferiority complex, and it's very hard for you to consummate this relationship, especially when you're walking away from another one. You know how these women get. I was just in a relationship, yeah, and you keep picking jacked up ones, and I might be the one you might want to go to. But you pass that up because it's like the woman, you know, in the flood, right? The flood's coming. We're talking about rooftop crazy over, maybe double fold. And she's talking about when the sheriffs come around, ma'am, we're here to evacuate the people. I'm all right, God got me. And then she's up on the second floor, and the guys come in the boat. Ma'am, we're here evacuating all those we can who are bedridden or unable, you know, or didn't make it the first time. I'm fine, God got me. Then she's tippy-toeing up there, sucking up to the chimney stack on the roof, and a helicopter comes with, you know, search and rescue. Ma'am, we'll hoist you up, put that around you, we'll come down, the guy make sure you're up, come on in the helicopter. Thank you, but God's got me, you know. And there she is at the pearly gates with St. Nick. We know those are throw-offs. Pay attention. God, why didn't you save me? Bitch, I sent dude on feet. I know you know I made your wrong. I sent a couple of cats in the boat, and they even sent the whirly bird out, and you ignored everything. You kept saying, God got you. Well, I was there. How come you didn't listen? Anywho, you get it. The same thing. You manifest by speaking it. It's a vibration. But the reality is, a lot of you have lied. And you know that vibration when you lie? It becomes part of your tapestry. Okay? And I know it's very hard to step away from it, especially when everything's pretty much got mRNA and this, that, and all this other crap in it. Yeah, y'all been shipped already. You just don't know it. Yeah, that frequency when they start putting stuff. Y'all remember that movie, The King's Men, you know, England or whatever, with Samuel Jackson, and he's been talking like this, you know, and he's putting the dead man switch, but he's got the frequency where it blow everybody's heads up, make them fight. Not like it didn't test the CIA in 1970 something on the coastline of California. You know what I mean? A lot of people started scrapping this quickly, talking about it's the gas prices. When it comes to find out, they just released that, you know, that they created that. There was nothing problem with the gas and nothing like that. It was tons of it, plenty of it. They just wanted to see how everybody react. And y'all, popular to the man, you know, met that fighting, shooting, stabbing, and everything else. Y'all remember that, right? Oh, okay, cool. I think New York was the only place where all the lights that went out, where people stopped gang banging, shooting, killing, and they all joined together to move as one. The Zionists can't have that. No. So anyway, your reality is a reflection of your mindset suggests that your thoughts and beliefs, not beliefs, your thoughts and your perception of what knowledge you have. Remember, they've already attacked you. Hit you with a spectrometer. You're running along. Anyway, essentially what you believe about yourself and the world shapes how you perceive and interact with it, leading to the reality of experience. Now, you know, it's the AI, controlled by the idiots. Actually, you speak, it actually creates. You create everything. Everything that you've been watching in the movies and everything, music, you have phonetically been giving it power, and you have actually been establishing it and creating it. And in some form or another, you've been creating your own situation in utter ignorance. But you have, and I tell you, there's a spell over you that applies with no mercy, okay? Why am I pointing this out? I think it's very relevant. I think that I was reaching out, reading The Power of Now and Christ Conscious, all that stuff, and giving you stories about the earth, well, I'm a storyteller and a historian, right? Giving you the possibility. That's imprinted based on what they did, but they've been much more caustic and rude lately because they're in a rush to meet their quota. Okay. Now, y'all don't get it. We've got these IUICP and all ICE, whatever they call them, and all these other groups. I'm going to say this for the last time, and I'm going to read it based on their interpretation. The fact that I read the videos there, I didn't have to label it. I read Arthur Koestler's 13 Tribe. I read it in its entirety. And individuals refuse to go back and just listen and pay attention, even to some of the breakdown. All right? I know everybody knows everything. But the Star of David, also known as the Megan David. Do y'all know what the Megan David is? I got to type it back in because it's too far forward. I don't want to mess this up. David. So, the Star of David, Hebrew, in their funny words, Romanized Megan David. Lit Shield of David is a symbol generally recognized as representing both the Jewish identity and whatever the goofy Christian, whatever. Anyway, not to be all going hard against you guys. I'm just saying. All right. Let me go back. So, originated as a listen to me, originated, I had to find it, as a decorative motif and magical sign in various cultures, a talisman, including Jewish communities, while often associated with ancient Jewish traditions, and King David. It's not explicitly mentioned in the Old Testament, not at all, nor the Torah. The symbol gained prominence in Jewish culture during the 1600s, which would be the 600s, and I already read, and facts, and y'all pay attention. As far as the creation, the rabbinical order, all that stuff. That's why when I see melanated people talking about their rabbis, I'm looking at them like this. What? Anywho, right? I wanted to be dramatical about it. But during the 1600s, and y'all know there's 1,000 years. You know there's 1,000 years added. Anyway, particularly in Prague. Yes. Not Prague, like ragu, but Prague. Anywho, and became widely adopted by Jews in the 19th century. It was later chosen as the central symbol of the Israeli flag. The Judean people, Atlanteans, never moved those symbols. That's up. Anyway, symbols on the Israeli flag, 1948. Oh my goodness, Yom Kippur and all that, solidifying its national significance. Arthur Koestler and all those other idiots. A lot of y'all don't know that the black pope is stronger than the gray and white pope. And I remember talking about Pepe, him being a Zionist, and so many others, and there's more to that individual. It's beyond the scope of that. The hexagram, six-pointed star, has been found in various cultures since the Bronze Age. They were doing Bronze Age bullshit. Appearing as an ornament and potentially a magical sign. Do you think that the Zionist fake Star of David is what's compelling and keeping people from acting appropriately? Anybody else do that, we'd be done bombed and killed. And then you already know that all the idiots up here, if they weren't Zionists, they're bought and paid for, they're perverted. And it's easy for them to relinquish one to give them up to you. Jingle, jingle, the jingle timers in. So, for those who aren't aware, okay, so first of all, Zionism is the definition. This is where they contradict themselves. They don't really clean up. They got people writing all over the place. They're in a rush. Because of you, my brothers and sisters. Zionism is a nationalist. You know what nationalist is to socialist? Anyway, and political movement. Political. Remember the Hebraic people political. Anyway. a political movement advocating for the establishment and support of a Jewish homeland. The true Jews who are being chastised by the Zionists over there in Palestine, who don't like what's going on, they'll tell you they were never looking for no homeland. They're practicing the religious edicts of those who predate them. Okay? Now, the despots and the idiots on this soil, on our magical soil, they think that everything they think, and all the trolls, it don't matter if they're from Hindu or whatever. Because, you know, in Mexico, you got a lot of Lebanese Mexicans, you got a lot of Hindu Mexicans. Oh, they're there. You just don't know it because you can't tell the difference. Everybody speaks Spanish, grew up in the neighborhood, so everybody's accepted. Chinos, Chinese, Spaniards. Yes, Africans, the African kind. I am not throwing things around. I am telling you facts. Now, I don't dismiss them unless they jump off the wagon with that I'm indigenous crap. Then I got to smack them upside their head. I already told you the ones down there who are, and they're more or less known as Marinos. A lot of the individuals are part of La Raza, and a few others. And they don't all know do-takers. You have many of our Latino brothers and sisters running around, fat lips, big old booties, tatas. You can see it in the eyes. But they got straight hair and a little fair skin, and therefore they're dismissive of their origin. And that's a good job done by Zionism. We already broke down the first so-called emperor of Mexico, a Zionist. All right, to establish the foundation of relationship to the papacy, because that motherfucker's a Zionist too. He's a Jew. We already covered that. I hate saying a Jew because I don't want to be disrespectful to those who are Hasidic and they actually practice and they live a very kosher and respectful and responsible lifestyle. And many of those are ones who have told our people exactly who they are. And I had to point that out because a lot of our Latino speakers, Spanish speaking brothers, I hate calling them Latinos, Spanish speaking brothers and sisters are becoming aware and they're realizing this and they're saying it and they're going, wait a minute, those all different shades. Don't get it confused. You think y'all say God and you look in the face and see God. You want to make it relevant to an ideology of a racist dichotomy. So you want to follow in the footsteps of all those idiots who made that. What's his name? His German name? Whatever his name is. You know what I'm talking about. The 5 races and all that bull crap. Anyway, if you want to follow that, then go right ahead. Okay, that's on you. Okay. So Zionism is based on the belief that all Jews are part of a single nation, not just a religious or ethnic group. It holds that the only way to ensure the safety and well-being of Jews is through the creation of a Jewish state in their historical homeland. So if that's the core belief, then what's the thing with the Goy? That's why I tell you to be careful. And I study about the Kol Nidre and the Kol Nidre, the Purim, and all that other crap they got. How secret it is, and look at the reality of Zionists. They're not religious. They don't care. They're deep perversion. They use one of the most resourceful, resourceful, prominent figures, being the so-called black people of America. Yes, the Negro, which is not nowhere, no African and nowhere else. They use that identity as the top leeching source to exude their venom. Okay, y'all know a story about the snake or the frog, and the scorpion catches a rat on the back, and we'll get to the other side, but you'll surely kill me. I will not sting you. Get to the other side, and it still stings and kills them, but you said you wouldn't. That's just my nature. See, a lot of people don't know the nature of the beast, and yet they want to exude the beast in the formation of what was put out by Hollywood holly tree wood. Okay, the wand, Hollywood land, they had to remove that and to cast it over you at one of the highest points, not highest points in the world or in America, high enough to overshadow the places where you see the deepest perversions happening. But you don't want to facilitate the reality and the responsibility that it may be possible. Yet you want to look up and see orbs and spaceships and little gray men and aliens. And I dig it. I'm not being dismissive of the latter. I'm only pointing out something. Now, the movement It's a movement, people. Did we not already clear that? Okay. Anyway, gained traction in the late 19th century and early 20th centuries as Jewish communities faced increasing persecution and discrimination, particularly in Eastern Europe, and we know that is a lie. That's by the Zionists. Somebody asked me a question, and that's the reason why I'm doing this, is to point this out, okay? Leg scratcher. Why? Somebody had questioned the fact of me saying, well, Chinese, Vietnam was influenced by Zionists. Ain't nowhere in the world. Well, I ask you all to research it, and you'll be surprised as the Rothschild and the Rockefellers meeting that mother sucker second crap. And the fact that I told you Marxism, Stalinism, pushed by him, an Ashkenaz, a Jew, Karl Marx didn't want that. It was his wife, that sick mental, a lot of they women, I don't even know what that was, I don't even know what it looked like, had the cousin push that, who wanted power and this, that, and other. And you have the Bolshevik, and the reason why they expelled all those Jews, they wanted to kill Nick Czar, and they still succeeded, as they do in most places, all right, and they pushed them into this place called Poland, and this, that, and other. What you're not paying attention to, that was before World War II. What you're not looking at is the reality of what they did to Germany and how they brought it to his knees. And we're not talking about Hasidic, religious practicing Jews. They don't run around having sex with little children. They don't follow Talmud. It's a perversion to them. Have any of y'all ever taken the time to talk to them? No, you talk to these bastardized, fraudulent ones on this land. Anywho, in light of that, not to be name calling, but I am very sensitive to this reality because I am not too much into the perception of lies when it's supposed to be taken as a truth. White lies is something different. It depends on who you are and you have a choice. Okay? But they don't partake in that. They don't go sucking the pee-pee and on the circumcision and all that nasty bull ass. Now, they probably go to a rabbi who may do it. Research that and see what you find. But now, as far as Germany, Hitler was saying, and it surprised me, most people didn't even learn German, because you got to remember the influence of Germany right now is Zionists. Yes. He was protecting the world. And then somebody asked me about Japan and Nanjing, China. Why do you think they detested Zionism? You still had a lot of the new people there, though they were damn near whitewashed out by God. Okay? And they sat with Hitler. They understood Marxism and fascism. They understood it. That's why it was important for them to say Hitler was a fascist. He was not. He was a Catholic, a Christian. Hell, think about it. He followed our ways and became a vegan. And now you can hear all the tapes in English, and you realize he wasn't persecuting them. He was getting them the hell out of there, and he only knew one way, and that was to forcefully remove them. He gave them enough time to leave beforehand. A lot of them thought that they could hide amongst them. You still had Zion or Jews in the Third Reich, they call it. I hate that term. But anyway, and most people don't know anything because the idiots who want to kill everybody now are laughing in your face because they've been doing it nonstop. And it ain't take a lot of them, but it took some of your own betrayers, the idiots. Look at the Zionist Christians right now. They call themselves that. They're far from it. You know, allowing to have Baphomet in the, come on, y'all. The dumb shit they do, not fighting against pedophilia and everything else, wanting to hide. Epstein, who was a Mossad agent, all right, to blackmail these bastards over here, Obama and all these monkeys, they work in inclusivity, just like Clinton's. I'm not sharing new information. But they had to make sure that y'all were nullified. Because you don't know how to speak your truth and how to act accordingly. You're too busy worried about worthless black people in these neighborhoods who have folded and fell, who have fallen Pan-Africanism. All that's created by the enemy. And they can't even shake it because it's so acceptable. And then you're not looking at what these professors just did for the last 4 or 5 years in these colleges. They have turned them professors on your land and these fake ass Zionists, Harvard and Yale and all that. They have turned them against America. They have turned them rightfully against the U.S. corporation, but they made it all inclusive as if it's everybody included. Because y'all been lacking. And we just do it. You have not been standing with your 10 toes down. So as far as Japan going to Nanjing, because, let me read it. The Nanjing, China, had a Jewish presence and was a haven for Jewish refugees in the 1930s. The statement Nanjing, China was visited on numerous occasions by Zionists. And these clarification, there's your clarification. Zionism refers to a political movement advocating for the establishment of a Jewish homeland or control. The Japanese were very well of it. Remember, you can see it for what it is. You got to remember the Japanese even had a military branch of so-called white Japanese. But are you aware that they utilized them and at the end they dispersed and killed them? They were those. Any of my little Ashkenazi brothers or friends, Jews, will tell you first offhand what I'm saying is facts, regardless of what it is they don't know. Okay? Now this here, I wanted to point something out. I wanted to see how well versed you guys are. True Judean people compared to the Jews of today, based on the dichotomy of not Tartary, but some false Rome, which is an establishment like a movement, wasn't the place they made you believe in the fictional characterization of buildings synonymous with carts and this, that, and the other, and the Jews building the pyramids, da-da-da, with breaking back sweat when the people back then could do what you can't do today. Anyway, by 1,000-fold. Let me read that here. The Torah describes the actions of ancient Jews, including stories of both righteousness and transgressions. We see that now. In ignorance, right? Depending on what Jews they're talking about by the era, right? Well, you already got a good basic idea. It doesn't depict a perfect, sinless past, but rather a history of both obedience to God's laws and periods of disobedience and moral decline. We know they have no morals, these ones that call themselves that. The Torah emphasizes the importance of upholding God's commandments and following a righteous path, but it also acknowledges the human capacity for sin and the need for repentance. You don't have to go repenting. You need to forgive yourself and move forward and stand by that. What's that statement about? Let me hold on, pull this up. Is it here? Okay. What is that saying? When you know better, you do better. Charles Johnson says it often. You know, when you opened my eyes and I was able to see, there was no need for me to return to that old dead tree. I saw the green one standing up in front, so I moved that way so I wouldn't be in the front. I didn't go back, is all this means. All right. So in the Ten Commandments, you know, they call it the mitzvos. And they want to say in Hebraic language, it's the mitzvahs. I'm not going to sit here and coil relationship with some bull crap, okay? But anyway, the Hebrew word is mitzvah, and its plural form is mitzvot, right? While mitzvot is used in Yiddish, it's a borrowed word from Hebrew, not the original Yiddish term. That's what they say. And you already know they lie. I'm here to tell you that's not the word. All right? Someone say, what's the word? Find out. Okay? Damn it. Give it T. So we all got to do some work. Dang it. Where's this other word? Where's that? God damn, you two. I I forgot to turn the notification off and just put it all in my face.
Time for twins pod. Yeah. Speaking.
Like I want to hear the which called twins. My apologies. I can't see the top part. Okay, here we go. All right. Let me see. All right. Damn boy, I can't see work shit. Duty. Excuse me. Now, you know, I don't like to read anything. All right, back one. All the way here. Now, this shit. I'm not sure I got the right side here. Okay. It keeps sliding over. Okay. So, as you know, the Star of David, all right, the Star of Remphan, whatever you want to call it, damn thing. The ideology of Zion being this magnetic, magical, and wonderful place, and when it's the place up here, all right, was formed, as I stated, in the 6th century. Right when they all of a sudden broke off, you heard nothing, seen nothing from them. When was the Talmud written? And when were the ideas of the Talmud, to be all-inclusive, created? Based on the narrative of the fake time period they give you. And why is it that nobody's paying attention to Zionists controlling the government, the hijack of 1879, and why has nobody done anything? Because in the beginning, it didn't apply to our ancestors what they were doing. But this is how they jack people, all right? And they had fallen slightly away. Still had many skills, talents, very fast, strong, blah, blah, blah. But all that was the falling away. You want to talk about that which fell? We allow them to dictate, and you accept it based on your parents' ignorance in these establishments that make sure to coin you into and corner you into a certain corner, all right, where you either fight or flight. And most time in flight, where are you going to run? Do you see the monotony of not coming together and what comes from that? Do you see the importance of coming together? And I ain't talking about in one of their establishments with these goofy 3051C monkeys and all these other religious consortiums. There's learning how to connect to natural order. And then there's also understanding what's going on. And when I say understanding, I'm talking about a deeper appreciation for a truth that gives you more support and relinquishes the lie. Okay? Now, you can go all over YouTube, this, that, and all these different platforms, and you can listen to whatever history, you know, they'll jazz it up and saying, you know, the surprising history of the Star of David, Star of David Wikipedia, oh, the Star of David, da-da-da, South America, this, that, and other, oh. Let go of the lie. Here, and here is where you start to work. Can you counter what they've done? Absolutely. If I have to explain that, it means that you need to believe. That means you lack wisdom, knowledge, and knowing. That means you're on your internal fight, which is a struggle. That means stress. That means thoughts that have been predated by institutionalization and lies abundantly. You got to learn how to step right into a truth. You have to sadly accept the unseen. Because the tangible stuff seems to be screwing y'all up. What's that? Haas, what's going on, fam? Tony P. I got you, Charlie, right? Baby girl Slaughter, what's happening, mama? How's your son doing over there? He's over there in Palestine, y'all. I hope it was all right for me to say that. Kill me up, pura vida, mi gente. What's going on, beloved? Just want to make sure I get everybody, you know. You know what? I hope this information is going to be beneficial to you guys. All right, I really hope it's beneficial. I'm not being dismissive of. It seems like it, right? My thing is that y'all's focus, though the information is very important out here, right? It is much more important, in my opinion, that you have to do eternal work. And yes, in order to live that life, you would literally have to religious, right? You have to eradicate everything around you, and that's next to impossible because this is a slave system. Whether you want to believe, facilitate that in your Rolodeck, if you want to accept it or not. I'm not saying accept it, but for face value, you should know it. You're part, not particular to it, but part of it. You dig what I'm saying? I put my cash up in there because I know some of y'all stingy on the dollar, but that's if you want. I want some watermelon so bad. I'd rather be eating one, but let me see if I can. It's gonna pop out. Hold on. It's gonna pop out and show something. Oh my God. Oh. With lemon juice. Oh. My goodness. Excuse me. Oh. Oh my God. It's so good. Anyway. I really hope that the information was something that you can work with. All right. I'm gonna sign off, eat something, and we gotta go up here and we gotta get on this thing. Let it get a little warmer. Let it be a little hotter. You know what I mean? So I hope the information was beneficial to you. I didn't want to beat them up and beat everybody up. No need beating themselves up if they only knew the truth. Hold on, let me add this. If they give you all these Pan Am Flight 101, Lockerbie, all these things, right? Big Boppa and all them, Janis Joplin, the plane crashes, off of certain death roads in California, right? Sam Cooke murdered, messing with a chain prostitute, whatever it may be, and Jews all around. He had his masters. That is to keep doom and gloom over. And if you facilitate as and normalize it in conversation as if you know everything, then you subjugate yourself to something that you shouldn't even be bothered or worried about. And as far as coming back, they put you 6 feet in the ground. You know, it's 3.72. What happens is there's a disruption between yours because your frequency's off. And they put you in there, and your mineralization can acutely produce that proper, you're stuck. So what happens is when you give up the energy, it doesn't get to, it is right here outside walking around with them looking at it now. And that's why they do DNA and blood tests to see who may have come back. And then they want to educate them and give them all their history all over again. So they have control. And the other ones they want to further subjugate to being mindless, copious in that group. I mean, you know, fulfilled, satiated in their narrative of a lie, not knowing who they and what they are, and that they're supposed to transcend, move on, not be food. All right. Anyway, appreciate you guys. You know what I'm saying? Again, they just announced American Pop. They did. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I want to read your stuff. My TV stays off at home. My baby. I work at a nursing home. Yep, rehab facility right there. Yep. She sure does with my baby. She need to be having her ass here nursing me up. Anyway, I just want to let you guys know I enjoy doing this, and you know, a lot of times when I'm all swearing and all the other goofy stuff, I'm putting on a show, and I would never say it's the best way to reach people and this, that, and other. Everybody everybody has their cup of tea, and everybody, well, they think they do, and everybody believes they have what it takes. I'm gonna tell you that's not a lie, but I'm gonna tell you the lie is thinking that you do when you don't even know who you are, and what you're actually supposed to be doing. And what you're supposed to be doing is not here. You ever heard people say, "What you supposed to be doing? Minding my business and making $1?" Then that means they don't even know who the hell they are. As far as all the other stuff, I keep telling you, it's meaningless. They say you give it meaning. That explains a lot, doesn't it? Anyway, I appreciate you guys, my beloved sisters, my brothers, strength and the power. All right? See you guys later.